We got ourselves a circle O once again. But this time, ooh, what is that? Arc AB is congruent to arc DC. That's fun. We've got OF is equal to x squared plus 3, and OE is equal to 6x plus 10. I also have some right angles already marked in there on the diagram. We want to solve for x. All right. So if AB and DC are congruent arcs, and they're part of the same circle, then that would mean that also AB, let me change colors here, AB would be congruent to DC, the chords. My segments would then be congruent. Okay, if my chords are congruent, AB and DC are congruent, that would mean that they are equidistant to the center. And since OF is perpendicular to AB, that's my distance to AB. And the same goes for OE being perpendicular to DC. That's my distance to the chord. So those two distances are equal to each other. And what do we have here? I've got those lengths as algebraic expressions. Perhaps we could set them equal to each other. I love that idea. All right. X squared plus 3. Oh, we got ourselves a quadratic. Everybody loves quadratics. Well, if it's a quadratic and I've got a linear term, that means I'm going to have to set it equal to 0, factor, hopefully not quadratic formula, factor and solve. So I'm going to have x squared minus 6x minus 7 equals 0. I subtracted 6x from both sides. I subtracted 10 from both sides. Now, what multiplies to negative 7 and adds to negative 6? Well, that would be x minus 7 and x plus 1. So if I set these equal to 0 and solve, each factor equal to 0 and solve, I'll get x equals 7 and x equals negative 1. Now, I do need to check to see, do these work in the original context of the problem? Okay, well, let's find out. Well, if my segment lengths, OF and OE, are x squared plus 3, if I plug 7 in, I get 49 plus 3 is 52. Okay. If I plug 7 in here, I get 42 plus 10, that's 52. So 7 checks out. 7 is definitely one of our answers. If I plug in negative 1, which is a little scary because we're like, bro, it's a negative number. We can't have that. We can't have a negative length. I can have a negative x value. It just can't result in a negative length or negative angle measure or negative arc measure. So if I plug negative 1 in, I'm going to get negative 1 squared is 1 plus 3 is 4. That's positive. Okay, okay. If I plug in negative 1 for the other one, I'm going to get 6 times negative 1 is negative 6 plus 10 is 4. So that actually checks out there too. Two solutions. You might be like, how can I have two solutions within one diagram? This is not a fixed diagram, so to speak, right? If I gave you this information, we're saying we have two possible x values that could work in this scenario given all this given information, all right? So two solutions, got to have them both. Otherwise, you lose a point on a quiz or a test, all right? Both solutions need to be there. That was awesome. All right. See you guys later. Hope you loved it.